So here it is, regular Rouser. It starts in key of E major, and first thing that we have is an F sharp to E, to open E. First note is with a slight bend. So it's second fret and open string. Then it goes into E major arpeggio. So notes are E, G sharp, A, B. So it's open E string, 4th fret, open A string, 2nd fret. Then we're going back through E major arpeggio, E, G sharp, E. And ends on A note on open A string. Then from here, it's A major arpeggio. A, C sharp, E, B. So it's open A, 4th fret of A string, 2nd fret of D string, and 2nd fret of A string. Then, beginning of the phrase repeats. And from here, it's again E major arpeggio, open string, 4th fret on E, A on open A string, 2nd fret of A string twice, and last thing is 2nd fret bend from F sharp to E. So the whole thing goes like this. And this section in key of E repeats 4 times. Its first time is just guitar, then it's with the rhythm section, and then it's with saxophone. I believe there's there too with the rhythm section, and then it modulates to key of F. So we're doing exactly the same melody, but in the key of F. It's going to start on 3rd fret. And now we're playing F major on. So it's 3rd fret bend to 1st fret, then notes F, A on open string, B flat 1st fret on A string, to 3rd fret. Then we're going back through C, A, F, so 3rd fret, open A string, 1st fret of E string. Then 1st fret of A string, note B flat. Again, 1st fret of A string, open D, 3rd fret of D string, and 3rd fret of A string. So this F major section sounds like this. Now, those two notes on 3rd fret, I played them with my ring finger, just pivoting between the two so that they don't ring over each other. I want them to be separate. So, once again, F section. And next phrase in F starts exactly the same. And ends with bend, from just like we started, 3rd fret to 1st one. Then this one repeats twice, and then there's a section in F sharp when there's a saxophone solo, and this is just Luther Perkins TikTok comping section there. The way I do it, I hold F sharp 5 chord, so it's like bar form of major chord, but I only fret notes that I use, which is 2nd fret on E string, 4th on A and D. So I use separate fingers. I palm mute close to the bridge so that notes are short. And the picking pattern is 6th string, 4th string twice, 5th string, and 4th string twice again. And then it goes to 4 chord, which is B, and I'm just moving my formation 1 string lower, so it's A string, D and the G, same frets, 2nd, 4th, 4th, and same picking pattern. And back to F sharp. And C sharp, 4th fret on A string, 6th fret on D and the G. And back. After this section goes to G for the final melody, and we'll have exactly the same thing that we played in F, but in G. So it starts with a bend on the 5th fret of E string. Now, fingering that I use, I keep 1 finger per fret. So my index finger is at 2nd fret because I'm gonna play note B right after those bends. So my finger is already there in position to play all the following notes. So bend 5th fret of E string to 3rd fret, G major run, G, B, C, D, which is 3rd, then 2nd fret on A string, 3rd fret of A string and a 5th, then going back the same way that I came here, which is G arpeggio, 5th fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret of E string. And I end on note C, 3rd fret of A string. And from here, I play C major arpeggio. So it's 3rd fret of A string, 2nd fret of D string, and 5th fret of D string. And last note is D on 5th fret of A string. So the whole phrase looks like this. And again, those last two notes that I just played, I use pinky and I just roll it so that notes are separated, that they don't ring. And second phrase in G. And that's it, and it repeats until fade out. Now, certain objectives, because as much as this tune might seem simplistic and really easy to play, it's all about tone. It's all about consistency of tone and articulation. So what I would suggest, I use mostly downstrokes for the melody. I also pick the string somewhere about in between the bridge and end of the fretboard for strat. For different guitars it will sound slightly different, but it's almost like striking a drum. I want a big tone, but without hitting anything else than the string that I want to play. So the way I do it, I hold my fingers here on remaining 5 strings so that they don't have any sympathetic resonances because of this E. Because if I just hit this E, all of them will start playing because of the vibrations of the string and harmonics that are contained in other notes of guitar strings. So now another important thing is that this band it's quite it has to be precisely that thing. So rhythmically it starts right after the note is being strummed. It's not pre-band. It gives this vocal quality to it. Now for the A string, because again I play the downstroke, I want to make sure that E string won't sound with it. So I keep my thumb here, but this can also be done just with moving right hand and muting the string from the top. And of course, important thing is we want those notes to ring for as long as they are there, without dampening before starting the next note. So it's all about the sound. It's all about articulation and consistency in this case. So that's why I'm using downstrokes. That's why when the note is ringing, I hold everything so that there is no dirt that could that could interfere with whatever is ringing. So that's the difficult part, because note choices are simply are pretty much self-explanatory. It's more about the articulation and control of the notes. The hard part is that whenever we play open strings, there is not much that we can do apart from staying, not getting in the way. Because when we're fretting a note, I mean, we're still holding, we're holding it. Left hand is responsible for the duration of the note. I mean, it can cut it off, right? Just by releasing the fret. But in this case, it's more about keeping everything still and out of the way of the string, right? So it's a little bit different than whenever we strum chords or we play some other more elaborate lines that like significance of single note is kind of it's slightly diluted. That there is a lot of them happening in the phrase. In this particular case, it's just those long notes, and it's a staple of Duane Eddy's style. Similar songs like 40 Miles of Bad Road. So it's about simple delivery and care of the tone. Now, when it comes to settings on the amp for this particular tune, I just use twin reverb preset with reverb tank all the way up and tremolo with high intensity, and well, the speed is to taste. It's so it's about 16 notes, 16 note pulse of the song. That's roughly what I mean. Sometimes triplet works as well. And another thing, originally, Duane used, I believe, Magnatone amp with 15-inch speaker and a tweeter, and this was era before amps had any sort of reverb facilities. So he used actual acoustic reverb tank, which was water tank with a speaker and a microphone at the other end. So on the recordings, it's a slightly different thing, but the quickest way to recreate this sound is just with a very, very clean amp, a lot of reverb, deep tremolo, and also idea is that fairly bright guitar with round wound strings for a lot of twang and slight roll-off of treble on the amp. So we're compensating for a lot of high-frequency information just on the amp. So the amp gets all the top ends that it has out of hard strumming, but we are kind of tailoring this sound to be more balanced this way. So I think that's all I can think when it comes to Rebel Rouser. It's deceivingly simple because of a simple, approachable melody, but it's all about tone. Similar thing to look at, well, let's say anything that Hank Marvin played, also seemingly simple melodies, but with a lot of care about the tone, and that a lot of players got inspired by, and guys like David Gilmour and Mark Knopfler, they all were listening to Hank and Duane and Buddy Holly. So there is, it's a nice source of inspiration. Anyway, hopefully you got something out of this video. Any questions, get in touch. And hopefully hear from you soon.